I really believe that nostalgia kills hope. So like when I want to live in the past and look at my past accomplishments, and I feel this nostalgia, like a nostalgic feeling toward, there's nothing wrong with having nostalgic feelings, but when I dwell in that and kind of go and like look at what I accomplished and look at what I did at this point in my life and look at who I was and look at what I like, and I just dwell on that, it's like, in one regard, I'm not even talking about you, I'm talking about myself. Who cares what happened yesterday? I'm living today, and tomorrow I'm going to be living tomorrow. Like, what difference does it make what I've accomplished in the past? That's in the past, and God bless it, and I hope it's good, and I hope it's helped people, and I know it's changed me, but I'm not living there anymore. Like, I'm looking ahead. I'm looking at my day-to-day, and what do I want to do today? Who do I want to be today? You're trying to get something back. You're trying to return to something. And I would just tell you, you can't return to anything. You're not meant to return to anything. You're not meant to return to a version of you that existed 5 years ago or 10 years ago and go, I just want that part back. It's like, you can't have that back. Like, you're a different person now. You've experienced different things. You're more mature, you're older, you've experienced hard things, you've had hard things said to you, so then it's like, okay, well, what do you want to do with all that, and how does that inform who you become? But you can't get something back. That's gone, that's there, that's in the past, that's gone. Let it be in the past. Right. What do you want to do today? Who do you want to be today?
I think I gotta keep thinking about that, about nostalgia kills hope, because I am very nostalgic. Like, in Arizona, I met up with my granddad. He was telling me he was writing a memoir about his life, and he just got done with the 60s. Okay. So I was like, send it to me. You know, and I'm looking at these home videos, and maybe it's not this. Maybe it's legacy, more might be the word, but I don't know. I feel like I am a very nostalgic person. I do think about the past a lot. You know, we have conversations all the time about past. I think there's importance, but then there's a line, probably.
It's really important to remember. And to remember where you've come from, and to remember who you are, and to remember your grandpa, and remember, like, I came from that. I came from you. There is a difference between that and, to an extreme version, it would be like talking to a 50-year-old guy that was still telling you about, like, this amazing pass that he threw to score a touchdown, win the state championship when he was in high school. And he tells that story every time you're with him. Right. And it's sort of like, dude, like, okay, like, that's great. That's fantastic. Move on. You're not 17 anymore, right? Like, you have other things to do in your life, right? For sure. That's more what I mean by nostalgia. Like, you're living in the past. And it's like, that's great. Like, you should be grateful for that, and that should be a great memory. But if that's where you're living, or you keep going back to that, that is going to kill your ability to have hope and to move into your future. I mean, maybe the keyboard is something that's inspiring to you. I guess the question is, like, when you look back, and you look back at what you've done, you look back at what you've accomplished, does that leave you stuck in, like, wanting to live in the good old days, or does it inspire you to create more for the future? And that's the line, that's the difference.
I think I might just have both. Like, I do, like, I am very, I love history, and I love learning about my family's history and my past, and I'm inspired, but also sometimes stuck. I have so much more knowledge, so much more skill, and creativity is a muscle that can be strengthened. I can create greater and greater things as I get older, and I don't have to look back. Like what did you say? My best days are ahead of me.
Yeah, for sure. No question about that with you. You have more, and you have more scars, and you have been hurt by life. Like, you've been discouraged by life, and you've experienced despair. You haven't ever used that word, but I have heard it as you've talked, like a sense of despair. If you hadn't, I don't really trust people that haven't experienced despair, because I'm like, you're not wrestling with any of this deep enough. Like, if you wrestle with life deeply enough, you're going to wrestle with despair, futility. You're going to wrestle with sort of a sense of, what difference does any of this make? What difference does my life make? That is a real reality that you're going to wrestle with if you want to create beautiful things. You're going to wrestle with despair. This is all throughout the Old Testament, these words. Don't be afraid, but remember how the Lord your God brought you up out of Egypt, brought you out of bondage. So don't be afraid. Don't live in that, but don't fear now. Like, you remember for the sake of giving you hope for the future.